So you just got your brand new Cybertruck, or maybe you've already had it and you're looking for a way to kind of make it stand out a little bit more, but don't want to spend a ton of money. Well, today we're going to be taking a look at an accessory that will do just that. This is the Tesstudio projection puddle light. It's very easy to install, and I think it didn't cost very much. It's about $100 for 4 of them. Basically what it does is it projects a image from underneath your door every time that you open it. So instead of seeing just the regular old boring light that comes with the Cybertruck, you'll actually see a logo of your choice. And the reason why I went with Tesstudio was because the ones that Tesla offers were kind of boring and there wasn't much variety. All you get is just the simple Cybertruck logo, but silhouette. But I kind of wanted something a little bit different from that. And Tesstudio actually has, I think, like 4 or 5 different emblems and symbols to choose from. So I purchased one that said Cybertruck as well as Tesla for the front doors and the rear. And in this video, we're going to be going through the full installation of the projection light. We're going to see how they fit, how they look, and how bright they are. So let's get started. So the very first thing we need to do is to get out the lights that are already inside our door. And I would recommend using a trim toolkit instead of a screwdriver if you have it, because it'll make the installation a little easier and it shouldn't damage the trim of your door. So what we need to do is kind of pry this out. So I'm going to try to put this in here and just kind of pull this out. So I'm going to try a bigger screwdriver to see if I can kind of So it does look like I can pry this out a little bit easier. These are in here pretty good. And even with that coming out as much as it is, it's still pretty difficult. All right, there we go. So we got that out. So once you get that out, I would recommend getting a small, like a super small screwdriver. And we have to kind of, I'm gonna press something in here to get this to come out. There we go. So there was in between this clip here and this little top piece, just stick your screwdriver in the top here and then pull it out and it should come right out. So now that we've got that out, you can easily plug in your Tesstudio light. Just like that. And then it projects on the bottom here. So this is the Tesla one. This is going to go in the back. So again, you see the little piece between this plastic piece and the other piece. If you want to get it out, just take your screwdriver and push down in between here, and it comes right out. This one is the Cybertruck logo, and that's exactly what we wanted. So we want it to be this way. So we'll push this up into place. Push that inside. And then just press this whole thing up into your door. It's a little difficult. Wow, they don't make this easy. All right. So that is in there. So Cybertruck. All right, so now I'm going to show you the difference between the Tesstudio puddle light and the OEM Tesla puddle light. So we're in a pretty bright light in my garage here. You can't really see the puddle light from the truck that was originally there, and you can't really make out the Cybertruck emblem or logo from Tesstudio either. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn the lights off and see how bright they are and what they actually look like. So here, as you can see, the OEM puddle light on the left, which is pretty bright. It significantly lights up the area underneath the door so you can see what's on the ground. And then we have the Tesstudio Cybertruck logo puddle light on the front door. So you can definitely see how much less bright the Tesstudio logo is, but it definitely has that cool factor. You're not going to get a bright area like you do with the OEM Tesla light, but again, I think it looks pretty cool. So here is the Tesstudio puddle light. It does look brighter in the camera than it actually does in real life. It's a little bit softer, and it's not super sharp either. It kind of looks a little blurry. And I'd probably say it's maybe a foot and a half big or long. It's big enough so you can easily read it, but I just kind of wish it was brighter and it was a little bit sharper. I don't know if you guys can tell from the camera here, but it is a little bit blurry. But again, it definitely looks pretty cool. So I will tell you that the rear passenger door was easy to get out once you've done it, but it's also tighter. The cable that attaches to the puddle light there's no extra room, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get this out than the first one was. I can't even rotate this down to get to the other side of the wire. That actually might work, so just kind of rotate it that way. And then again, you have to press down on this little piece on the inside. And it comes out. And this is the Tesla logo. So we're going to want it to go like that. Tuck that in, press the rest of this thing up inside there. Okay, so that was a lot easier getting that one in. When you're pushing it in, instead of pushing it in straight like I was, push it in on an angle and it should be a lot easier. All right, so now that I've got both of the logos installed, let's take a closer look. So again, the Cybertruck logo here is in direct light, so you really can't see it too much. But the Tesla logo is in a little bit of a darker area, so you can actually see it while we're in a lit room. Does look kind of cool, but let's turn the lights off and we'll take a closer look. All right, so here we have both our logos from the front door and the rear. They are a little bit brighter on the camera than they are in real life. Again, the Cybertruck logo is a little bit blurry, and the Tesla name is also a little bit blurry too, from what I can tell. The Tesla logo itself is a little bit sharper, but let's take a closer look. All right, so here we are at the Tesla logo. Again, it's definitely brighter on camera than it is in real life, but it does light up more of an area than the Cybertruck puddle light does, just because it's got the name and the logo to light up. Now, if you guys can see, I don't know if you can see from the camera here, the Tesla name is a little bit blurry. It's not super sharp, whereas the logo is a little bit sharper, but it's still not as sharp as I would like it to be. I'd kind of like the light to be a little bit brighter and the name and logos to be a little bit sharper as well. But I think it definitely still has that cool factor. All right, so I was able to pretty easily get the driver's side puddle lights installed. I will tell you that once you do the first one, it gets a lot easier. Unfortunately, as you can see, Tesstudio sent me 3 Cybertruck puddle lights and only 1 Tesla, where it should have been 2 Cybertruck and 2 Teslas. So I'll have to contact them about that and see if they could ship me out another Tesla one, because as of right now, there's 3 Cybertrucks and the oddball, the Tesla logo. But let's turn the lights off now and see if there's any difference between these lights. All right, so here are the lights, and they pretty much look like the other ones. The only difference is it seems like the one on my side, the driver, is a little bit sharper on the C, whereas the passenger rear is a little fuzzy. So I'm not too sure what the deal is there. Maybe, I don't know, it's just focused in a little bit different on the other one. Let me see if I can show you. So here is the rear driver. You can see the C is a little blurry. And if we move over here, you can see that the driver's side is a little bit sharper there. The rest of the name is still a little blurry. So there does seem to be maybe some quality control issues. Not sure if there's a way to kind of focus them in, but if they were focused, I think these would look really good. It's just, they are just a little bit out of focus, and maybe make them just a little bit brighter as well. All right, so here we are outside. It's pretty dark out, and I've got all my logos and my doors open. Everything's opened up here. Here's the driver's side passenger logo, my logo for the driver, and we'll come around to the back. And you can see the Tesla logo along with the passenger front Cybertruck logo. Definitely looks really cool at night. So now that I've had a chance to actually install and see how the puddle lights work, what do I think about them? Well, they're definitely cool. They add some flair to your truck, make it a little bit different than all the other trucks out there, but there are a couple cons. The first con is the brightness. The OEM Tesla puddle lights will definitely give you a much better view of the ground when you open up your door, but again, they're not going to be as cool as the Tesstudio. I kind of wish that the Tesstudio lights were maybe 50% brighter, because that would not only brighten up the logo, but it also would give you more of a view on the ground when you're getting out of your car. And the second con is the fact that the puddle lights are a little blurry. There are some inconsistencies that I saw between each one of the lights. I just kind of wish that they weren't as soft looking and sharp, because it would make them look 1,000 times better, and you could read the logo a lot better as well. Installation was also really easy. Again, once you get past that first one, the rest of the 3 are much easier to do. So now, would I recommend the Tesstudio puddle lights? Well, there's not a lot of options out there unless you just want the silhouette directly from Tesla. Tesstudio is, I think, only maybe one of 2 that actually makes these different kinds of puddle lights, so you don't have a lot of options. They're not horrible. Again, they're just a couple slight little things that I wish were different. And if you can get them for under $100 for 4, I think that's a pretty good deal. But I'm curious to know what you guys think. Do you think it's worth adding the puddle lights for the cool factor at the cost of the brightness? Let me know in the comments below what you think and which ones you would get. And again, like I said, if you guys want to pick these up, I will be putting product links in the video description. And if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by hitting the like button and consider subscribing. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.